students, it's Dr. Perks talking to you about what to do with all of these notes that you've taken for your lit review. I will try to keep this brief and focus just on the most helpful things. I am showing you one of the sets of notes that I took for a research project on how media can help people cope with various hardships. So it was helping people deal with stress, and various studies explored that relationship between stress and media engagement or consumption. So as I scroll through the document, you can see I do the citation of the sources in bold, and then I have the notes underneath. And what I do when I have all of these notes done, and this is many pages of notes that it took me quite a long time to do. And you'll see in a lot of these notes that I ask myself if I have a source or tell myself that I need to find one. So based on, if we scroll up here, the Derek et al. Piece, I had this list of other sources to look at. So that source chaining that we talked about in the very beginning, it's really important to help you get a full picture of the topic that you're studying. I didn't necessarily pull and read all of these sources, but I would at least check their abstracts and see, okay, is this really going to help me? If it is, yes, I'll read the full thing and take notes on it. But if not, just move along. Move on to your next thing. So what I personally do is I like to print things out when I'm trying to sort ideas. So I print this full page of notes. That's what I do. And then I go through with colored pens. I usually steal my kids' gel pens because they're fun to write with. And I note some common themes that the various articles, books, and book chapters are addressing. And when I have some of those common themes written into the margins, I then organize and cut and paste certain quotes. Right? So if I really wanted this one, I would do Derek et al. And I would lift this whole quote and cut and paste it into this new document that is organized by theme. And so let me click over and show you that. So again, this is the raw notes page, but this is what it looks like when I organize my notes to prepare to write a lit review. The major theme that I found was about this theory of uses and gratifications. A lot of the authors were using that theory. That's one of the reasons I wanted you to write the theory blurb or paragraph. From last week, I believe it was due on the 13th or the 14th maybe, because you need to practice understanding what a theory is and writing about it clearly and concisely. So if there's a theory or two or three that are important to your paper, use multiple sources to piece together a full picture of that theory. I had a lot of quotes from Preston 2013. I had some from Kuhn and Oliver. And as I say over here, you need at least 2 sources per theme or per section so that you're definitely doing the compare and contrast that is required of a lit review. I have another theory here of mood management. Right? And this one is not super developed. I only had a couple of quotes from 2 different authors. That doesn't mean you can't cover that theme. If it's a little thin, you can go find another source on that subject. Coping was really important for me to define as part of this study because it was essential to what I was exploring and arguing. And I note over here that if you want to use a definition that's quoted within a source you have to go back and find the original. So Folkman and Lazarus were quoted in the Knobloch Westerwick piece, so I had to go look up Folkman and Lazarus. And again, you need 8 sources, and so looking up some of those useful sources will be a way to add to the 6 that you already have. Okay. And my note over here is to think about, once you have the themes identified, think about how to fit them together. Right? So you want to cover them in a logical order. So you don't want to just have a series of hodgepodge paragraphs for your lit review. Look at those themes and kind of sketch out. I usually use just a blank sheet of paper and I draw out how they're related. I ended up, I think, addressing escapism first because it was kind of an umbrella term that captured other things like mood management and uses and gratifications. It was a specific kind of gratification. Right, that's all. I hope that this video has helped. We'll do one more video that is me reading and kind of unpacking the sample student literature review later in the week. I want you all to take a stab at looking at that first and comparing it to the rubric. So you're kind of thinking critically about your own writing and about doing peer review when we get to that next week. But I'll tell you why I think the student essay is a good one. Thank you.